politics, conspiracies, this election, COVID. Let's get into it.
Let's get into these numbers. Men, women lie, numbers don't, right?
I mean, it depends. Numbers can lie if their point of origin is false. So I can show you. I can show you a 3, but really you need to see a 9.
But then at the same time, then let's just say too, you take whatever numbers are given to you from their source, from their sources. You take their sources' numbers, and you do the math. I told you this once before. We go back to it.
Well,
even at 10 million fucking cases right now, we're probably still at like 5 to 6% of the United States population.
Wait a minute. Chill out, because we don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about COVID-19. I'm talking about the motherfucking how the numbers have rose from 1 million to 10 million in a matter of fucking days.
So basically, the same people that are counting the ballots are also counting the COVID cases.
Could be. Who the fuck knows? But there's no way that you can legitimately tell me that in a couple days that we've received 8 million fucking cases.
Is that?
Oh, you just waited till the fucking election was over to be like, oh, by the way, we have 8 million more cases. Joe Biden is the man, and look what we found in the X, Y. I don't know what the agenda is. I don't know what the fuck the plot is behind it, but still, once again.
Well, the biggest idea I have about this whole COVID thing is that it's set up to kill like 10 birds with one stone. Number one, it's going to get us used to certain things that we weren't used to before, like keeping away from each other. Some people are actually programmed now to go to that as a default, like keep back COVID.
I said that shit a long fucking time ago.
Yep.
Right. And one thing I noticed was walking to the 7-Eleven with my mask on my face. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but when they first came out with this mask idea, everybody had a problem with it. Because when you put the mask on and you try walking around, it's like you can't breathe.
Dude,
you know
the regular, the store bought those little fucking actual doctor masks, the regular masks.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers hurt. Fuck that. Leave that bitch strapped around your ears while you work. The whole day. Fuck that, man. That shit is irritating as fuck.
But as time went by, I got used to it.
Normalized it.
I got used to being able to breathe through that mask, walking just for no reason, having a mask on my face.
Modern day slavery? A form?
Hey, man. I mean...
A form of control?
It's actually...
Submissiveness? Like you submitting? Like you...
It's actually a fact that the masks are connected to slavery. And there's definitely a few different examples of that. One of them being cooks. And you know what I mean? Things like that. Like having to wear a mask when they're
certain things
not being allowed to eat.
Like, I
mean, while you work type shit. You know
certain
what I mean?
things I can get. I used to work in a deli. You know what I mean? I used to fucking cut your sandwich meat. Slice it up. But who the fuck want to be getting fucking sandwich meat from a deli with a motherfucker with a beard and no net or nothing to cover it? So when you shaving the shit, you go home, you open up your fucking turkey, ham, whatever the fuck it is, you see fucking just
crabs on your shit. Like, yeah.
That's a dirty motherfucker, man. God damn, you got crabs in your beard. Hey, damn, you eating some serious. Oh man.
I mean, think about it, dude. If you got crabs, right? If you're a dude and you are hairy and you have like a happy trail and you got chest hair,
damn,
and you got neck hair and you got a beard and them crabs are down here in the, you know, what's to say they're not gonna?
Them niggas gonna travel.
Yeah, what's to say they're not gonna migrate all the way up to your fucking sideburns?
Motherfucker said migrate.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta look for the fresh land, get a place for their kids to like grow and.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? And actually, one of the parts of your body that sheds the most dead skin is your face. So, you know what I mean? Unless you're an ashy Larry, I mean, that's just your whole body is your face.
Back to that.
Yo, Ashy Larry is the man, isn't he?
Fuck no.
No.
Hell nah, he ain't.
I like it, man. I like it.
He be the man with some goddamn lotion.
Fucking, hey, man.
Oh, shit.
Shake that motherfucker over the table. Get a credit card.
Oh my God.
Snort a line of that fucking...
You gonna snort a line of Ashy Larry?
Yeah. Snort a line of that bitch. He could go online and be like, and sell lines of himself for like fucking, $50. You can snort a line of Ashy Larry.
Nigga, you gonna die of COVID snorting that nigga.
Oh man.
Your ass gonna go into a motherfucking a comatose state.
All right, so we believe. Thanks for bringing it back. We believe, and let me ask you this: is it unanimous here that we believe that the COVID virus is being exasperated and falsely counted to control us?
Yes. Like, I mean, to put it in a nutshell, yes.
Maybe just break it down. Do you believe
Like,
that
I mean,
the numbers have been lied about?
Well, I mean, the reason why I say in a nutshell is because, like, I mean, if we start trying to break it down, like, it's like roots in a tree. We can go all over the fucking place with it. But if we're going to be in agreement on that, we just encompass it into the basic understanding.
Right,
right. So based off of the way you explained it, I would say yes.
Right,
And it also come back to a fact that somebody once told me before, said, best way to answer that too, or ask a question, ask them, do you believe the government will lie to you? And follow up, has the government ever lied to you?
Exactly. It's
Do you
all
believe
about the
they've ever lied to
follow-ups. It's all about the follow-ups. You're absolutely right about that. So that's what. Let me do my little follow-up line. All right. So do you believe that they've at least lied about the numbers?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that means that people are working off of false information, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the things that we're doing are not correct because we're not following the right information.
Can I jump in right there for a second?
Yes.
To that point, that is why I believe that the biggest mistake that was made was so many motherfucking people just stay in the goddamn house and everything shut the fuck up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had so many goddamn people who treated this whole shit like the boy in the bubble. And you remember what happened to him?
So how did everybody learn about COVID? What did you learn?
The idiot
Virtue?
Box.
Yep.
Social media, but it's all connected. That's the thing.
So you first learned about it on what, Facebook or Twitter
Uh,
or the radio? What?
What, your common
I mean,
fucking
bro,
everyday
shit, bro. I'll be honest with you, bro. That was a long time ago, man. I can't tell you exactly how I remember, but more than likely it was one of those three.
Well,
and more than likely, probably social media in some form, because I don't watch fucking television.
Well, think it through because I think there's a big thing going on right now where us as people, we're going through a big super change biologically. Mm-hmm. The government is just a hand of the main runners of the world, right? Yeah. And all the governments are just different hands of the same big runner. And it knows what's happening to us. We're going through a shift. If the fucking universe itself, and this is something you can fast forward through if you don't believe in conjecture, but runs on frequencies, then certain planetary alignments change those frequencies. And our bodies are definitely affected by those frequencies. And there's a lot.
So you're talking sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just and I mean, there's different types of frequencies. There's radio frequencies. There's sound frequencies. Okay. But it's all based on a sound. It's all based on energy, kinetic stored energy bursting out into the. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
words, power, sounds.
Now, what's going on with us is I don't know if you've noticed it, but you get off work and it's either I'm gonna go chill or I'm gonna go to sleep. You know, and a lot of times you got something you've got to do. And you don't want to do it. There's like a lethargy going on in our world with our people. We get tired easy. We get frustrated easy. And all of this is happening like right now. You know what I mean? For a reason. We need like
introspection.
The things that they're using against us right now, they couldn't have used against us before. Like, when I ask you, where were you when you first heard about COVID, right? That's the same as saying, where were you when you heard that JFK got shot? An old person will say, oh, I was in my Ford Lincoln driving down, 19th Street. Mm-hmm. They'll remember. They remember everything. And we're just there's something about us that is not fully human anymore. Like something is being taken away from us. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but I do think that that it's making it to where these people can control us with these lies.
You know what I think it is? Passion. Because people are behaving very dronish.
Yeah, yes.
Well, that's a symptom.
Well, but see, also it comes to programming. This is still a part of like overtime programming. So even then, we were still programmed then, but we weren't programmed to the way it is now. Like you said, like it just shit just happens. We just roll. You know what I mean? But now, with all the resources, all the fucking shit, all the medias, everything that's out there, and the way democracy has been set up in the past and coming up, it's all a system that has been made. Now, I'm not for either political party, but it's a system that's been created to program.
Right.
And that programming comes from different areas of which they tried to push on you and force on you.
Well,
media,
thing is,
knowing that the media can control you, knowing that fear, knowing that even like it comes to even like with assistance programs, it comes to from everything within that system. It keeps everybody controlled.
correct.
So regardless of your party and your thinking nowadays, all it takes is to pump that fear in you, and you rolling with the program, and it's automatically like a button they push, boom, they programmed you.
Well,
Because you can't go against it. It's like going against the grain.
fear is the only thing that has honestly controlled people ever. There's never been a nation in the world that everybody got together and they loved each other so much that they just took care of each other.
We're going to make this work.
Right.
That might work in a marriage, but not in foreign policy.
It has always been a nation will form, a group of people will form, there will be tyranny within that group of people, and then another stronger group of tyranny, and then another stronger group of people will come and stop that tyranny, which will make everybody feel like they now have a safety net, like a guardian, and then everybody will pile under that guardian. And then that guardian, they don't know what he's thinking way in the back of his head. Just because he stopped the tyrants from taking over his land doesn't mean that he doesn't want to control you and do something. It doesn't mean he don't have a fucking pit with a fucking sarcophagus and he's not boiling bats down there, you know what I mean?
And it goes to this too, for me, in a way, kind of in subject of what you're saying and out of it. Half these people go off on Republicans thinking that Republicans are racist. But what the fuck? I'm looking at you motherfuckers. What makes you think a Democrat ain't racist?
Everybody's racist, and anybody who says that a group of people can't be racist, like this whole propaganda shit, is an idiot. And if you fall in line with that, you're not. I don't believe you believe it. I think you're lying about whether you believe it based on getting power. So it's like I want to have, like right now, if there was a growing movement where they were saying, oh, Republicans and white people are being oppressed, right? I, as a white male, could sit here and say, I'm not oppressed, right? I'm not. But if it made it to where like I could get a whole bunch of free shit, I might say, yeah, I'm oppressed. You know? And that would make me a fucktard. And everybody out there who knows
a lot of people do
the way shit is, everybody who knows the way shit is, yet they still play the victim, is a fucktard. Fuck it. I understand
What would you
victimhood.
go? I mean, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? That's what democracy gives you.
That's democracy.
Shit.
That's what it gives you. It gives you this hope of like, oh yeah, I can live. Oh shit, all I gotta pay is motherfucking $300 for motherfucking this to live. Oh shit, man. Hey, McDonald's, what's up? Y'all hiring? And I'm not moving forward. Like I'm staying stuck in place and relying on these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I got a phone call.
That's a defeatist mentality, man.
But that's what I'm saying. It's fucked up. Like they stick you in this. That's what I'm saying. It's programming. It still comes back to all this programming.
Now,
Like,
let me ask you about this, okay? I obviously have my own mind, and I think outside the box, and I say some shit that I'm not supposed to say, politically correction, ality institutional wise. You know what I mean? I just made up a bunch of words. But I also am like, I'm not going to put out certain content because I'm scared. You know what I mean? I don't want to put it out because, what if I got, like, canceled? At this point, I just feel like even if I never made anything, I've got a body of work here. Like 70 different videos, almost 80 videos. You know what I mean? Some of them are hours long. But I feel afraid to put out certain things. So I don't. That's part of the control. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Let me try to get myself back to where I was going with this fucking.
Like, okay, but
you go
having
ahead.
that restriction based off of that control, is that based off of a social norm?
Oh no. What I was trying to say is that actually, to answer your question, having the restrictions, but actually having certain things. Now, it's almost like you want to give away everything. I want to give away all of my responsibility and all control of my life. If I do that, then I'll be okay. Because I just got a phone call today from my leasing office saying that they just got a check from my local government and I'm covered till January, the end of January, for my rent. Right? That is a very socialist situation. Right? I just want to be here and do what I want to do. I don't want to I don't want to do what I've done all my life, which is get up and bust my ass. I don't want to do that. I just want to focus on making this show until it's over. And to do that, I just have to go ahead and tell Big Daddy Government I don't want to work. Right? He'll send me that money every week, unemployment, and then, then I can just dig in a little farther and get everything paid for. Nobody told you that, though. Nobody told me that growing up. I was like, fuck, I gotta work. I mean, to the point where, like, if my check was shy, I wouldn't eat. But, if I would have known all of this, I could have just done this my whole life. Just live off the government.
Yeah, but then where would you be?
Actually,
still in the same place.
Actually, and I am playing devil's advocate here.
No, I was gonna say,
I might be
a
little farther along in my art and music, because I wouldn't have spent thousands and thousands of hours at my job putting spirals on a book that's going out to somebody that I don't know. You know what I mean? Literally spending thousands of hours at my job doing things for people, and I don't even know what I'm doing for them. Like, I'm just doing things for other people, and then they're paying me bare minimum what I need to really get by in this world, right? So that is honestly, and that is something you could say for socialism. If I kept doing this, would I become a better person or a worse person for it? Would I, you know what I mean? Like, would I better myself by going this route, or would I become complacent and lazy?
It would see, it all becomes that. It becomes a people. It becomes a you thing. Like, it's all like, are you gonna, like? I mean, are you gonna utilize this to get ahead, or are you gonna utilize this to just stay like this? And that's where people get fucked up. They stay like this. So if you utilize it to get ahead, all right, do what you got to do, get ahead, and get out of it. Can't sit in it forever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I go out in the neighborhood. I talk to people around here. You know what I mean? And this is basically a neighborhood full of, like, you know who's the most hardworking? The people who get up every morning. I see them every morning. Is the Spanish people. They be out there on the bus with me. When I was working in D.C., I caught the 4:30 bus, and it was packed with Spanish people every morning.
My boy just moved over here, him and his family.
Off the subject, it's kind of crazy. Like, first thing in the morning, some girls like to fuck first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? And then dudes wake up first thing in the morning horny, and they got boners when they wake up. And then you pack them all on a bus. I'm surprised people don't be fucking on buses and shit. Anyway. Like, so yeah. Where do I put myself in that? Because honestly, I'll tell you what. If my job called me right now and said we're opening back up now instead of January, I would be blown, but I would go. And that's been my whole life. That's what my life's been about. My whole life, blown but go. It's almost like being whipped from the back.
But then that's also saying, like, how many people in this world have their dream job too, though? Everybody always talk about, oh, do this, grow up to get this, and get your, so you can get your dream job. How many of these motherfuckers really have their dream job out here?
I mean, actually, that's another sign that the system that we're in, which is a Republican system, may need to go. Because it's kind of fucked up that we do work as much as we do in this country, whereas like in other countries, they're prosperous nations and they don't work as hard as we do. And they are prosperous, right? And a lot of countries think that it's wrong to take a child, wake it up in the morning, and stick it in a fucking classroom for 8 hours. The child needs to have a certain amount of sleep, wake up at a certain time, be able to acclimate its own mind and work itself. You know, a child may want to go back to sleep at fucking noon, right? Really may want to. That's why you see kids falling asleep in class, because their bodies aren't ready for that 8-hour grind.
What is programming?
Right.
On day one.
Exactly. They're getting those kids ready to just accept that fucking, like, you know, slap on the ass. Accept that fucking whip on the back. Like, you gotta go.
It's an educational system too.
It's that fire under
what they
our
teach
asses.
you from day one. Teaching you gotta get up, do this, go to work. They teach you from day one all the history in this country, what you have to do to live. You know, it's very, man. It's programming from day one, man.
Hey, Virtue, how do you feel? How do you think you would feel if you didn't have a job?
I wouldn't be happy, obviously.
What if you were paid for, though? What if somebody came to you and said, it's over, man. You ain't got to do nothing anymore.
That would feel weird. That would, like, it almost wouldn't feel like real life anymore. It really wouldn't.
It would be like a dream.
Like, it would almost like, just like you just plugged in. You know what I'm saying?
You see, and what happens, and what's happened with many people since COVID started, where it has been, you don't have to work now. Just relax. Stay home.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that people lie in the mornings about, send long text messages to their boss about in the morning. You feel me? Like, I'm sorry, I'm feeling so sick.
Yeah.
Right? Because they want to stay home. Stay home. Now it's just stay home. Man, you know how many people just are fucking ecstatic to not have to go to the grind? And then to get that money coming in, especially in the beginning when it was like 900 something.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, at the same token, though, can you also imagine how a lot of motherfuckers that never stopped going to work was pissed off behind seeing people that's ecstatic behind getting money and being able to stay the fuck home?
So that's the two sides of the coin. You're going to have the people who are working and the people who aren't working. And it depends on how they react to each other. Because the people who aren't working, we're all the ones who were going out to you and going like, we appreciate your service while you're driving. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the people like coming out like, leaving things for the Amazon and FedEx guys and stuff outside. Like they love it. But the FedEx guys and the Amazon guys are like, fuck you all.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you say thanks for your service.
Damn fucking word.
Nah,
I don't even need to see you.
But you know what it comes back to too, though? I mean, in reality, that's also based on the career you choose. Can't fault people for what they choose, you know what I mean? Some people just got, you know what I'm saying, working fields that just, unfortunately, that's their situation.
We've always known that there were people in the world who don't work hard. We've known there are lazy
I mean, there's
people.
we know there's lazy people.
All three of us, actually, from what I understand, have been consistently working. Like, we work, right? So obviously, the three of us are going to be on that same page because we have that mental that we're on that mental level. But now that it's been pointed out, we hate it. But there was a time when I was working hard, and I was proud of myself, and I didn't hate the rest of the world for what they were doing. I didn't hate anybody for anything, and I still don't, honestly. But I can see it in people, and I feel it when I see it. When I see friends of mine online who are jacked up on the race issue or the politics issue, I feel like anxious to even see their post and see who's putting that post up. And like, I get like, I don't want these things brought up, you know. And they might say, "Oh, look at it. Oh, it's because he's a white male. He doesn't want it brought up. He doesn't want us talking about his people or whatever." But no, honestly, like I understand. As far as white people are concerned, yeah, we are like weird creatures. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened. Some people may call us a devil, and I say that's just part of their language. It's not even like an actual description. You know what I mean? Like, what they just mean is completely different. We're actually delving into the race issue now.
Fucking shit, my bad.
When it comes to this whole thing, because they are trying to drive us apart, as far as like white versus black in this nation. It's really being pushed hard. And
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. You know what a Trump race? Wealth versus the impoverished.
that's the truth. That is the actual split. That is the real reality of life. Wealth, class separation. But right now we're being pushed into this line of no, it's race separation.
Right, but see, that's the bait and switch.
That's a straight up lie.
That's the bait and switch.
It's just a straight up lie. Listen, well, how come people can do this? Like, you know in your head, like, the answers. If I was to question somebody about wealth and class separation, they would know the answers. But then if you also bring up, okay, so is that true, or is it just, white people keep black people down? They're going to be like, oh yeah, that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's that. I can't even speak to it because honestly, I'm not involved in it. Mm-hmm. No matter how much they say the color of your skin matters, I was not around when they were making slaves and sending them out and shipping them out.
Can I pull up something on my phone and read it to you real quick?
Yeah, you could do whatever you want, man. This is your spot. You could get butt naked and sit back down.
No, the fuck you can't.
No?
No. Mm-mm.
You know what I think is a real funny thing to do, though? When you're at the bar and you see, like, two dudes talking, right? Just walk up between them and start dancing with both of them and see what they do.
That's a good way to get knocked the fuck out.
I mean, eventually, if you talk about statistics, yeah, maybe eventually you'll get knocked out.
I mean, it could happen instantaneously, simultaneously.
Did you see I seen a video of this little white guy outside of a bar. He was fucking with the bouncer, and he got in his face like he was going to try to give him a kiss. And the bouncer, dude, this was so impressive because he had his arms crossed. He was like, right? And main man was getting all close. He was like, hey, back up. Dude, like, got up right in his face like he was going to kiss him, and the bouncer just went, like, and just turned around, right? I mean, it was so smooth, just like a bligum. And homeboy was like, like, fucked him up, dude. Like, I want to bring that up, dude. So, I mean, when you're talking about race issues, they definitely need us to be separated.
Shit.
Because let me tell you something, man. There is nothing cooler or stronger than when white dudes and black dudes actually chill and are hanging out. And I know this. Like, I would walk into a scenario where it's just like, Tone, fucking you know what I mean? Fucking who are some of the other guys we used to chill with? Lots of weird dudes, right? But I was one of the only white dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I used to enjoy coming in there and just like basically stirring your vibe up, because everybody's vibe was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean, like this and that, and talking about, you know, this and that, these specific things. And my ass steps in there, man, and then it's all about fucking grilled cheese.
Look at my cock ring. Yeah. Woo! And niggas like,
Look, he keeps my dick hard 24/7.
niggas not shaking their head, white people.
Yeah, but then, you know, motherfucker busts out the guitar, start fucking hitting some little rhythms, people start spitting, and
Magic happens.
yeah, and the thing is, man, like, it's something about the blend, because it's almost like you're not supposed to do it. Based on, like, the last 2 generations of humans, black people and white people were not allowed to chill. Now, even before that, before segregation and all that, in the world, black people and white people and Asian people, and they all mingle in the world. You know what I mean? There really wasn't a huge racism issue in the world till we made it here in this country. But how the fuck did that happen? Like, how did that happen that we literally made it illegal to be racist in certain ways? Like, you can't shout, you can't say certain racial epithets. You can't. You can get in trouble. But yet, somehow, we are seen as the most racist in the world.
I mean, you know, you set up those barriers and people are going to intentionally bust them down.
I feel like making racism illegal opened doors for so many people to abuse that issue.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
as soon as you set that restriction, I'm gonna go way beyond that. Like, you set a limit. I'm gonna exceed that.
So, it's a speech by Haile Selassie. Alright? Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abundant, everywhere is war. And until there are no longer first-class and second-class citizens of any nation, until the color of a man's skin is no more significance than the color of his eyes, and until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, there is war. And until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, rule of international morality will remain but a fleeting illusion to be pursued but never attained. Now everywhere is war.
I don't know how I feel about that world citizenship. Go ahead.
Well, honestly, that's leaning us towards utopia style, which is another argument for getting rid of our current system. Now, any Republican's going to say, fuck you. But our current system is the only way.
But now going back to the point that when we mentioned about having first-class citizens, you know what I mean,
Right.
putting people in, you know, different categories, you know, everything that he mentions there is exactly what is and destroys nations.
Oh yeah, every nation's brought down from within, and it's brought down from just bickering, certain ideals. That, you know what I mean? Somebody's trying to. It's a war inside the nation. It's 2 people struggling with a gun inside the walls. You know what I mean? And everybody's getting shot.
And that's what's going on.
Everybody's getting shot. And people on the left, people on the right, people straight down the middle. They're getting shot. They're getting died. They're getting murdered.
Shit.
They're getting dead zoned. I don't know what to do, dude, honestly, because naturally deep down inside, I hold the values of what would be considered the left. You know what I mean? Like, I actually am, like, against the man But it's the things that I'm against are the bad things. I'm actually for the good things, and that's what sets me apart from most people. I can like a person for their good things and not like them for their bad things, but still like them for their good things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can not like one of my boys did some horrible shit to somebody, really hurt somebody, did something bad, and yeah, I hate it. I hate what he did, right? But also, I remember our whole life.
Didn't I feel like that?
Or, you know, or I remember our times in my childhood growing up. The good times. So I feel that's the same way about, like, when it comes to these left and right ideals. I can like the good things and not like the bad things of something and stay on that side. I don't have to say, oh, I don't like this certain thing about this side, I'm moving to this side. You know? But I did. I fucking am full on Republican, honestly. I can't think of a single topic. I believe that women should have all their rights, right? The same rights as a man. Mm-hmm. But I also believe that, like a man, just like a man, when there's a conception or pregnancy happens, the woman should have no choice. Just like the man. Nobody has a choice. There should be an understanding among humans that we pod our eggs. We raise our babies. You know what I mean? We do not execute a single life, because in the vastness of the universe there is no life. So one life born is a miracle. You know? That's what makes you and me a miracle.
I feel you.
Well, I also believe women should have control of their bodies and stuff, right? Should we? Now this is where my mind does a backflip. My mind literally does a backflip, because I say that, but I also think, no, we shouldn't have freedom then.
Yeah.
We should not have freedom. Like the freedoms and liberties that we want in this nation and that we build upon and love, maybe we shouldn't have them. Because, let me tell you something, man. When, like, Eve has picked the apple. She has brought it down. Women are on the rampage. In this country, they are on the rampage. And when they get what they want, we're going to realize that just because a person is naturally loving to their child doesn't mean that they are naturally good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I can see how, from a woman's...
Like for example, a female lioness will do a masterful job taking care of her cubs, but will bite your fucking face off.
Right. Execute you. Yeah. Well, I think that what's happening, though, is if I was a woman right now, and I knew...
If?
Right. Yeah. Well, once I become a woman, we'll just put it that way. If I was now the woman that I am on my way transitioning to be, then I would say, I can have a baby. I can get pregnant right now. I can have sex. I can fuck. I can do anything I want. Because if I get pregnant, all I have to do is just get rid of it. And if I wait long enough, I can sell the body parts of the baby for stem cell research right now. Right? I can't do it. So that means that I go to the abortion clinic, they take the baby's body parts out, they get all the money, right? But if I really keep pushing for my women's rights, I might be able to get the money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's twisted, bro.
Right?
Jesus.
Like,
that's like
men are gonna
self-harvesting for fucking wealth. Jesus Christ.
Right, and men may become completely irrelevant. I mean, it's possible we could see a time 200 years from now where men are literally locked in devices and milked.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
You know, it's an Amazonian like society. You know what I mean? Let me tell you, dude. I watched 60 Days In. I love this show. Okay, it's like 60 days in. These guys will go to jail.
I've seen that
for 60 days, and some of them, One dude, like, literally was about to get raped. One of the inmates laid down next to him and started taking his pants off. Yo, but the men, they're funny how they do it, but they have a structure. Like, everybody was teasing this guy because he obviously was a plant, and he smiled too much, and he looked like...
He was too soft.
He was too soft. So it got to the point where one of the gayer guys could go fuck with him. Yeah. He didn't rape him, and everybody was just laughing. It was funny. Mm-hmm. On the girls' floor, though, like, they hate each other. There's like a couple that like each other, and a couple that hate each other. And like, you could just tell that if that was the country, then you would have, if the country was the block, you would have one country that's full of people who are kind of barbaric but running shit. And then one country full of people who are just like
I will cut this bitch.
Slaughtering each other.
I'll cut that bitch. I'll cut that bitch.
Right, I will cut this bitch.
I'll chop that bitch's head off.
Exactly. Like, I mean,
and bathe in her blood.
I've noticed a lot of the women that I've been around don't really hold very much sacred. Like, memories, keepsakes, things like that. Like, just throw that away. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like a minimalist mentality. I don't need anything. Whereas some people, like, actually have this, like, it's almost like life harvesting mentality. By the end of my life, I want to have a large group of my memories. You know what I mean? I can look at them. I can put them in maybe like a tomb with me or something. Things like from my past. Just, I don't know. I like seeing things from my past. I find things to be sacred. When I'm dating a girl, there's this part of me that says, man, I now have an opportunity for a pure sacred event. Mm-hmm. We both do. Mm-hmm. Let's try to just keep it there. If we just keep it at that pure sacred area,
we'll be all right.
Everything will fucking work out, right? Mm-hmm. And then it'll just be like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Hey, you want to go out tonight? Dude's going to be at the thing. Yeah, I'm going out tonight. No, I don't want you to go out tonight. It's fucking Valentine's Day. Fuck you, I'm going out. They'll do whatever they have to do. Yeah. And they will literally say, fuck you and all your friends in front of you and all your friends just to get out and go where they're trying to go. Just to go do what they want to do. Fuck sacred. Fuck what was being worked on. And in fact, like, laugh at you, kind of. Yeah. That you're so gay. You know what I mean? Like, why are you all romantic and shit? Like, fucking pussy. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they feel about men. Like, a lot of the women I've dated, I've yet to find, honestly, just a pure, straight up, like, admirer of men. You know? Like, somebody who just admires men. I mean, there's girls who need men. There's girls who hate men. There's girls who just want a man to fuck. There's different kinds. But
a woman that would just want you to just...
That just admires you, sees you, that's my man, damn, runs over there, wants you, you know what I mean? Like, would never leave, sees another, finds that love between the two of you sacred, right? Mm-hmm. We are losing all of our sacred bonds in this nation. I mean, there is sacred bonds of fraternity between brothers, guys. You can't meet up with some of your friends right now. There's some of your friends right now you can't meet up with. They won't meet up with you because COVID. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You start losing those little bonds. You start losing those little things, man. There's, I got a little deep there. I went a little far. I don't know if you guys want to jump in on this. Because honestly, when I start thinking about those certain things, that's what causes male depression. Because a man is supposed to stalk, right? Sprint, kill, collect, go home, and nourish the pure life that he's created, like his family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
It's what you're meant to do. Mm-hmm. If you like, what happens when you don't have those purposes anymore? What happens to a person? Yeah. We may, each and every one of us say, "No, I got my shit together," but really,
you don't.
Are a mess, a full-fledged mess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I don't know, man. Luckily, I found my way through this. I found my way out of it. And as of right now, I don't care about finding a woman. It's not on my radar. The only thing on my radar is getting myself to a level where I can be in a certain place. If you live in a fucking shithole, you're gonna find women that are covered in shit. If you live in a fucking desert, all you're gonna find is sandy women. You know what I mean? If you live in an oasis, you're gonna find exotic women. You know, and if you got to put yourself where you want to be to have the life you want to have, it's not here. I know that for a fact. This area,
it's not it.
right? Even if there is a gem, like I found a gem, right? Beautiful rose in the concrete, right? It's still a rose in the concrete. It doesn't know the freedom and the beauty of the real, the open field. It doesn't know that freedom and that beauty. So it is even a rose of contempt, you know. trying to force you to be able to get us out of here, you know. And nobody really even knows what they're trying to get out of. So they just force each other to be able to dig deeper into this fucking mess and hey honey, can you just buy me the newest phone? If we're not going to move to Bahamas, buy me the newest iPhone. And I'll just fucking, and then I'll be deep in, I can just be free that way. We can all be free on our phones. You guys.
That's a different type of jail, man.
Maybe, man. Maybe we're already in jail and we feel it in our souls. It's a mind entrapment, man. We were about to go insane. And this technology of having like everything we want to look at on our phones all of a sudden came out at the exact time that we needed it to come out because people were going to go insane. We were. Can you imagine if all of this shit was happening and we didn't have the internet? If we were all locked in our houses and we really had to just call each other's house phone to talk to each other. We didn't have any information other than what we saw on our TV, like the old days. People were starting to feel like separated and cooped up, and then all of a sudden, these miracle devices pop up that have everything in the world on them, and we can just disappear into them.
I mean, it didn't exactly happen like that in history, though. I'm just saying.
No, it happened all of a sudden. We're talking.
Like 5 months before COVID, iPhones and Droids came out. Yeah.
No, COVID didn't start everything. 9/11 was the big precursor to everything that's about to happen.
The internet was already out before 9/11, bro.
Yeah, it was, and the internet was out for way before that, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't have it in the palm of our hand and ready for everyone. I remember.
Yeah, this is true.
I remember I had a phone. My first phone had Snake on it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, and like the pictures. If you look at the picture, it's like this big on the screen, and it looks like you're standing up to your TV. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. All of a sudden, what happened was and no, they couldn't just. If this was, let's say, an alien race did this. Let's say the Illuminati did it. Let's say demons, whatever. They couldn't just say, oh, guys, it's okay, chill out. Here's an iPhone 10. Because people would be like, what? Where did this technology come from? It would blow our minds. But because they let us see it gradually over a 5-10 year period, we understand, technology is just advancing.
Like the J, bro, you're going deep down the conspiracy rabbit hole right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm following you.
Well, we had to. It was just a build-up, but I mean, it's just going to get better and better. The experience, the immersion of just going into your internet.
Well, I mean, you know, the VR shit is already out there, bro. So imagine how much better it really is, based off of what we've been shown.
I have a VR headset, but it's now old technology because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like this far off my face, you know?
And being that technology is so advanced, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe too.
Because honestly, that's the money now. You may not realize it, but spend it while it's free. Because eventually it's going to cost you points to hit like and shit like that. It's going to cost to give your opinion. People are going to start fucking like siphoning it up in Bitcoin.
You ain't lying.
They're going to start siphoning it into Bitcoin.
No bullshit. You know what's funny? I said that shit too.
Yeah.
In those exact words. Siphoning Bitcoin. I swear, in those exact words.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. How do you build Bitcoin is you have to farm data.
Yeah.
That's like
data mining.
Yeah, it's like you find blank or unused. I can't explain it. It has something to do with like if you were in a company and you wanted to embezzle from a multi-million-dollar company, just take 1 penny out of everybody's paycheck. Or something, or make 1 penny out of every transaction, come into a separate account, and like all of a sudden you'd have like millions in your account. I think like that's how Bitcoin is. Like they just take little fractions of things and they form it into like value, and it doesn't make any sense to me, honestly.
Because it's virtual currency. That's why.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Like okay, you know that game you play on your phone?
Yeah.
You know how you can load money into it and you have like currency on the game and shit.
Right.
It's like that. It's virtual currency.
Yeah, but no.
For the internet.
Yeah, but
really, that's what it is.
No, because they don't mine the gems that I have. They don't have to mine the gems. They just write in their program, 10,000 gems.
I understand what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying? You can spend money on Bitcoin also.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised.
But the thing is, data mining to build 1 Bitcoin, for example,
right,
takes a long fucking time.
Exactly. You need servers, farms, like server farms. Yeah. And that shit's expensive. I mean, honestly,
bots and all that shit.
Yeah, a lot of these servers and the batteries needed to run them are lithium. They run on lithium ion, and that shit is running out. Like, how are we? Like, it's not like there's just infinite lithium ion. It's actual like substance you find in the earth.
Yeah,
it's not infinite.
Like, excuse me, like a lot of the things we use.
Unless the earth is not a ball. It's actually just a flat plate and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And they won't let us go past the like little ice area.
Fucking stupid.
Well, you don't believe the earth's flat? Yeah, man. Underneath there's like a root structure gathering moisture from space.
That's not the fucking way.
He said gathering moisture from space.
Yeah. There's a giant, and nobody even knows that one. I'm the smartest one so far. I'm the only one that could explain all that shit to the flat earthers. You ask them, they can't fucking figure it out.
Here's the thing, bro. This is just shit that I don't get. Why the fuck when motherfuckers start debating this shit, bro? Why don't they just go grab a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, 4 dozen astronauts that are still alive that have flown a fucking space shuttle out of the fucking atmosphere and seen the Earth from space.
Right, and question them. They'll lie. They've been trained to lie. It's easy to take 50. It's easy to get 500 people to be part of a movie. It's easy. As a matter of fact, like Iron Man, there's probably 1,000 people involved in that movie, and it was very easy to get every single one of them.
Okay, see,
to lie.
Okay, then here's the thing.
And pretend Iron Man was fighting Godzilla or whatever.
But see, here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? If to that point on that, you know what I'm saying, you ask motherfuckers who quote unquote live the experience, what the truth really is to set the record straight, and these motherfuckers will lie about something like that, just about setting the record straight on whether or not what we live on is flat or spherical.
Right. All it would
then
take.
All this shit is go
ahead.
Then all this shit is a motherfucking lie. All this shit is a motherfucking lie, man. Like, the fuck is the point?
But you know what makes that interesting? That if we break free of that there's a whole like part of this world unexplored. That there's a whole new part of the world unexplored. There's a guy, Admiral Byrd, that was the first guy to fly over the Antarctic. His job was to go see what's past the fucking Antarctic, right? And he said there's Greenland. Once you get past, it's more Greenland. And that Antarctic thing, that area of the Antarctic, nobody can go there. There's been treaties from every single country. They formed a treaty, the Antarctic Treaty, that says nobody can start walking out into the snow. You can't just go there and just start walking out. You can't do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Because why? They don't want to risk your life. Why not?
Exactly. Imagine how many lies
They take out on a daily
different lies
basis.
you'll be told every time you ask why to that question.
Right.
That's crazy, man.
So I've been down the flat Earth rabbit hole, right? But to me, I understood before I was told, before I did any research, I understood how the solar system works. I could tell. It makes sense to me, the solar system. This flat Earth thing doesn't make any sense to me. It just means that if all these small evidences are true and the Earth is, then there is some kind of supernatural thing going on of never-ending land. It's just unbelievable. They also believe there's a dome over top of us, a glass dome, and that's why when you see the space shuttles take off, they just go back down to the ground. Like every one of them, the space shuttles, you see them go off into the distance, but if you watch, it just looks like it just goes back to the ground. It's actually going around the planet, but maybe not. What do you think? I got you all smacked, and then I took you down a rabbit hole that you just can't come out of.
I mean, just...
I'll cut out.
Man.
I mean, it's hard to say without living the experience, bro.
It is, but you know it's crazy too, like they said, I mean, it is unexplored, but like, you know, it's crazy how when you look at the globe, like when you put up a globe, right? And the globe goes left and right. Tilts up a little bit, tilts down a little bit.
Right.
But what the fuck happens when you turn and rotate that motherfucker all the way around upside down?
That's called polar shift.
No, I mean, fuck actually spinning and flipping, but I'm just saying when you...
It is called a polar shift. So as the
No, I
planet
get-
goes
I'm
around
not-
the sun, it
no.
wobbles, and eventually that wobble gets so fucking hectic that it flips over, and then up is down and down is up.
But
and
no, I get
what
what you're
happens is we end up with flooded land
Oh, God.
and exposed ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like the gravitational
Yeah.
pull from the moon is going to wreak havoc on the fucking shit.
Everything gets washed over. It's basically a reset, and that's what they say happened to the Great Flood. The deluge was a pole shift. That before that, they mentioned Atlantis and all these different lands and areas that basically that don't exist, right? And then after that, after the deluge, we have our own history. And working from, we have Israel and all that shit. We have Africa. We have all these things, It's kind of weird. It's all. Another thing that's weird is that there is no historical. There's no historical writings about the moon. Like none, and there's tons of like. I mean, when you go back a certain distance in time, they even describe. Certain races of people as being the people that were there before the moon, meaning that there was no moon in the sky for a long time and that it just showed up like 12,000 years ago or something. But it just showed up. Like maybe it was literally piloted here. And that like our idea of a spaceship, what we think of as like a spaceship, wouldn't last in space. The only thing that would last in space is a giant orb covered in fucking like
Rock.
Yeah, that could take the impacts, So they were saying that the moon was piloted here from another place, a dying star, and now people were seeded from that. And it was placed directly in the path of the sun at direct distance away to where it would be the same exact size as the sun and everything. Like, can you imagine how much shit we may not know, man? That's insane, man. No, but you never thought about that? You never thought about that? Why is the moon and the sun the same size? When they eclipse each other, they're the same size?
Well, it's the distance.
What are the odds?
I don't know.
What are the odds? You know,
Yeah.
that thing spinning around us is exactly on path and exactly the right size to turn off the sun every once in a while and count for us.
Yeah. Why not
Millennia.
why not a little bit bigger? Why not a little bit smaller? It's
Right.
Dead on accurate.
Guy said one of the astronauts that supposedly went to the moon said that it rang like a bell when it was struck.
Huh? When you landed on it?
Yeah. Or something happened and there was some kind of event and the moon started ringing like a bell. Probably like an asteroid or something hit the moon. Because lots of debris hits the moon all the time. Something probably hit the moon on a certain area and it started ringing like a giant
Metal hollow object.
Yeah.
And bang! Man, what the fuck? Like, yo, this ain't rock, nigga. This is one big ass transformer.
They said it rang for like an hour.
Damn.
Just like
Oh shit.
slowly like a pitch. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Be interesting what pitch that was. As a musician, I'd like to know. I think music is very interconnected.
But then also how that sound will be affected in a vacuum like that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Would you be hearing it, or would simply the vibrations be going through your body, and your eardrums are just picking it up that way? You have a spacesuit on.
Yeah.
12 guys have been to the moon. 12. Do you know any of their names?
Neil Armstrong.
Buzz.
Aldrin.
Yeah.
Those only two that I know.
Right. Harrison Schmidt. Nobody knows that guy, right?
Harrison Schmidt.
Yeah.
That's such a dork name. I'm sorry.
Well, he's actually a scientific-minded person, and people like that, I think they keep under wraps. If they're going to talk about space and everything they see, they're going to get like people like Buzz Aldrin. He's a fucking idiot. He's a crazy guy, man. These are like movie stars. These are like 1920s movie stars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, or 1950s and 60s style.
Yeah, the craziest motherfuckers that were willing to fly this big ass thing that's got a rocket on it out there.
I would get on one in a heartbeat. Give me a ticket. I will be a test monkey. Put me like
a space monkey.
Yeah.
Space
Strap
monkey.
me on the front and see what happens when you just shoot a guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like out into the front. I'll do that. You tell me what it takes.
You're gonna crisp and incinerate.
You know, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I'll figure that out when I get up there. I'll be like, this is fucking awesome. I can't breathe. It's getting cold. Wait, now it's getting hot. Oh, this experience was not worth it. This is the worst experience of my life.
Or you just see it do like this. And then Andy just come back there. Oh, fuck.
Right. No. Flat earther guy, Crazy Joe, so I think his name was, or something. Wild Man Joe, I forget his name, something like that. Dude built himself a homemade rocket. Got in the rocket. Shot himself way up in the air, right? He was spinning so fast, couldn't get no pictures, right? Came back down with a parachute, like, fucked his back up, right? Decided to go back, give it one more try. You know what I mean? Build himself another rocket. Shot himself way up in the air. Motherfucker was like, this is it, man. I'm not spinning, right? And then Jordan was like, he's coming back down now. Deploy your chute. Bam! I'm like, whoa,
damn.
what the fuck?
Oh.
Something happened. And the cable, to his homemade cable to pull the chute, didn't pull the chute. And I mean, it was literally like a lawn dart. You feel me? Just like, bow. Oh, man. Poor guy. But, you know, he had to teach us that the earth is flat. I mean, that's one of the things about it. You ask guys, hey, you're into flat earth, will you go out there and fly up in the sky? Go do it. You know what I mean? No. Nobody's gonna go. Nobody's gonna do some shit like that. My problem is, how come they don't take pictures of the earth without the fucking lens being all like fish-eyed? I want a clear, crisp picture of the curvature of the earth from the space, you know? It's like every one of them, it's just not right. NASA's like, we can't give you a whole picture of the world.
Right.
We can't.
Yeah.
We can only composite pieces and put them together and say, here's a picture of the world.
Yeah.
So. And then they say, oh, no. Japan has a satellite that's like 100,000 miles away. And it takes clear pictures of the Earth. And it looked like CGI like a motherfucker. Like, it didn't even look real at all.
What the fuck?
Nah, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Them countries over there, we advanced like shit, but some of them are just a little bit more advanced than we are.
Well, they got their own ways of doing things. Everybody's got their own way
Yeah,
of
there
doing
you do. But some of them are just just a tad bit like on point with it.
Okay, I think yes, but all the greatest minds and scientists are all funneled into certain scientific projects,
Like a lot of
HAARP and
things,
CERN and things like that.
a lot of things that we're doing now. A lot of foreign countries like Korea, like man, this was like what shit. I can't remember what year this was, but they already had it to where their phones can turn off their fucking ovens in their fucking house.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
basically their technologies come out. Yes, and
Carvana. You ever
Yes.
heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay, over there, they had fucking parking garages that were fucking like a damn vending machine.
Yeah, I know how. It's like the elevator just takes your car away. It just goes, and another car pulls in, but yeah, exactly. But we don't even want that here. I don't want that. Honestly, I don't want that fucking mess going on.
Man.
Like my car gets stuck in the elevator. I can't get to my meeting because my car's.
I'm pretty sure they got a backup. Them motherfuckers are.
Government guy comes by and just locks the elevator.
It's curfew.
Yeah, nobody gets their car.
God. Yeah. Yo, you stuck like a motherfucker in there.
Niggas be mad, man.
What? And then what you gonna do? You fucking with the like military police, like motherfuckers just walking past and shit, swinging a baton, just twirling that motherfucker like, what? You want your car?
Oh God, if the world came to military police in the streets, I would get one of their suits.
I'm put it like this: like if it got to the point where it's MPs in the street and shit like that, man, then that means regular cops gonna be inconsequential. That means you need to have what they had.
Mm-hmm.
The regular cops are going to be the only ones that are like armed enough right now, and gangsters. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, this is the time to bear arms, man. Not even bear arms, just buy up what you need to buy up. Get what you need. Stock up.
man, but dude, Biden said, I'm going to take your guns. So, you buy a gun, you might be on a list immediately.
Can't take my gun.
I don't need a gun.
If I got an amendment that protects me, what the fuck are you taking from me? I'm in the state of Virginia too, the Commonwealth. Good luck, buddy.
Honestly, if I need a gun, it's because the shit has hit the fan. Otherwise, I don't need a gun. And if I need a gun, we get a gun.
Like, if it's that goddamn serious and you need a gun fast, break in the goddamn pawn shop immediately.
Yes.
Well, they'll be there to shoot you. They'll be there guarding their shit. I mean, there's only a couple options you
If
got.
the shit hit the fan like that, my nigga, they're not gonna be worried about trying to.
Yeah.
No. They're gonna be guarding their guns. They're not. I would if I had a pawn shop and some shit broke out. Immediately, I'm going to my pawn shop because that's where I got a lot of fucking equipment, things I can use. Like I'm not gonna. You got generators there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably gas in the back for those generators. You could keep your shit turned on and protected.
Gonna be out there, boarded up, top of the building.
You know what I mean?
Motherfuckers.
Like, don't come near my store. That's when you run up and, I mean, try to get a gun from them. If they don't give you one. See, my thing is, I'm not even going to give away my plan of how I'm going to stock up and militarize myself. But it's very simple. But that's one thing you have to do immediately. And eventually a time's going to come where if you're not militarized yourself, you're going to be like a deer hiding in the woods, waiting for somebody to come and hunt you. Or you got to know what you're doing and know where to dig in and know how to get your supplies. I mean, I got some nice immoral ways to get everything I need. I mean, not immoral, morally okay.
That's an oxymoron. You said nice, immoral ways.
Yeah, but what I meant was moral, non-immoral ways to get what I need. It's like I don't have to fucking kill anybody or anything, but I will get what I need. I'll disguise myself as the enemy and I will make my way out.
Hey. All I know is just canned goods, pistols, ARs, and shotties.
Because I'm just going to be eating and shooting people.
Gotta have the foods.
All you need to do is make sure you spend all the money on veggies, canned veggies, because you'll have meat once you shoot a dude.
Man, can't get this motherfucker sick. You heard him right.
Yeah, I did.
Cannibal ass motherfucker.
Make a stew as long as you got some currants and some like
some currants.
Yes, you got cans of carrots, potatoes, some water. Stew up that meat. Throw some salt, pepper.
Oh man,
you won't know what's in there.
Nope.
You wouldn't even know. I'd be like, hey, dude, have some stew.
Yeah. Yeah, and the motherfucker probably eat that shit, and I swear to God, if you told the motherfucker, he might kill you.
Right. I told you it was Stu. Stu came over here like a couple days ago. You know what I mean? And
God damn.
so he's fresh.
You didn't tell me. Like, I told you.
Right.
I was like, Stuart, get your ass over here. We need to talk. So this guy's fresh off the griddle.
Stuart McGriddle.
Right.
Stuart Little.
Yeah, and then we were gonna go to the Stuart Little because that's what we are. We're all just little Stuarts.
Speak for yourself, asshole.
I'm speaking for everyone. Everybody in this room's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room.
The Rat Squad.
No.
The marsupial missionaries.
Yep.
No.
Fucking.
Yep.
None of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
We the duck bill gangstapus. You know what I mean? I mean, gotta come up with the name. Damn it. Okay. I'm about to, hey, what is that? I'm seeing double. You guys laced my weed.
What?
You laced it.
Lace what?
I tasted it when I was hitting it. I was like, what is that?
What the fuck?
What's that flavor in that weed?
You lying.
Now I'm losing my
Fuck.
mind.
What weed are you even? referring to?
The J that got lit.
What J's?
Oh, you're right.
I don't know what J's talking about.
Yeah, me neither.
We
smoked
whatever.
three
Three
we
of them?
smoked like a bunch of drugs, man. We're dope addicts, and we were doped up. We're doped up.
What?
I smoke. I
doped
smoke
up,
3 blunts
bro.
of weed. I don't know what you smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah, white people call that shit dope. You were smoking dope.
yeah, we're dope heads. And you know
Dude,
what?
dog,
But
that
see,
shit's
niggas
so
don't call
funny, bro.
niggas
Hey,
don't call weed dope.
dog, hey,
No?
that shit
Nah.
is so funny.
Cops
You bring
call
that
weed
up,
dope.
bro. Hey, my father back in the day in Kingstown, bro. He hit me with that shit, bro.
Yes, you was smoking dope.
Dog, that was putting dope in my nose.
Oh man,
Dog,
Is
yeah,
So he talking about coke.
bruh.
See what I'm saying?
he was trying to get some
You
dope.
know what I'm
now.
saying? So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you definitely don't put no fucking weed in your nose, nigga.
like I'm sitting there like
Like,
coming in the house,
You caught me.
chilling with a cuz, and he's like, "God damn it, Christopher, you always out. God damn it, you over there doing all that shit, putting that shit in your goddamn nose, all that damn dope you doing."
Fucking
the
dope, man.
He said you was putting dope in your nose.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
dog. I looked at him. I said, "Yo, what the fuck is he talking about?" Like, I am so fucking confused right now. Like, what?
Mhm.
Hell no, motherfucker! I smell weed in my mind. I'm like, what the fuck, dope?
Man, it was that double. I mean, he was just throwing a line out there.
Man, that
You know
shit
what I
was
mean?
Like you
crazy.
smoking the dope.
Like,
See your
get the
arms.
fuck out of here. I ain't did none of that shit.
I bet you got track marks on your arms. Fucking junkie.
Oh, you know what's funny about junkies? I got a friend on Facebook that's a reformed heroin addict,
Yeah.
and she's really fucking introspective. I had some really good conversations with her about that shit.
Well, I mean, it's something about the drug itself. That's why a lot of artists are junkies.
Mhm.
Something about the drug itself, it takes you into that zone. That's why they love it so much. Me personally, I have a biochemical reaction to it that just is not good. It makes me unable to move without throwing up. So I have to lay on my back, and if I move at all, I'm going to throw up. Oh, yeah.
Hey Andy,
Exactly.
it's
I
like
have
being
to
off
just
the
keep my eyes
Epicac.
I've been like,
Like you off the Epicac full time and shit. You know?
right.
Oh goddamn, that's a fucked up situation right there.
Damn, you're the only person I've known that's mentioned syrup of Epicac.
I've seen the Family Guy episode.
Well,
That's how I know.
there's this one dude, this comedian. He was talking about like Epicac having an expiration date.
Mm.
He was like, "It's expired. What could go wrong?" You know what I mean? Oh, it's expired. It'll make you vomit.
Right, that's what it does anyway.
Right.
That's right. That's what it does.
Right. That's some funny shit, man. I'm about to Epicac all over this microphone, man,
That's disgusting.
and call it a fucking microphone because it got honestly, the drugs, they're laced. I can't keep going on with this. You know, I'm gonna call the cops basically in a minute. If I'm definitely about to call 911, be like 911, I'm too high, my heart. Yeah. You ever had a friend that did
okay,
that?
sir. Well, hey, stay on the phone.
I had a buddy that did that one time, man. He called the police. He was like, "I'm too high. My heart's about to give out." And his heart didn't give out, but he was scared, man. I've heard of that before. I think one time a cop called the police station. He was like, "I just ate some weed brownies.
Yeah, I heard. Oh man,
I ate some weed brownies. Now I think we're overdosed.
yeah.
Me and my wife.
I think we're dead.
Yeah, they weren't gonna die. It was just
I
mad.
ain't never been that high.
Nah.
Right.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
They was cooked.
Well, the problem was, shit, man, I hate this situation.
Just pick it up.
I don't like it when it just, you know what I mean? Cherry will make a little fucking dot, bro. I got no dots. Well, I think I do have a dot there, maybe. I might be able to vacuum it and it's not a dot. But anyway, man. Hey, fuck this shit.
Yeah, really.
Anybody got anything else to say?
No.
Nah.
Anybody
Like and subscribe once again.
got yeah? Are you on? You know, you want to promote your church or something?